Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Tyler DeSantis. This is my YouTube channel, and this video is going to be on understanding versus feeling a spiritual awakening. I just had a conversation with a guy about it, and he wasn't getting it. But I feel like this older generation before us doesn't really have the same experience as people who are in my generation. I feel like people who have not recently awakened don't understand spirituality like we do. And not to be like in ego or anything, because it's not. This is just my very clear observation that most people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I decided to make this video. So I pulled 3 cards, and it was the Chariot, the Hanged Man, and the Wheel of Fortune, which all kind of contradict each other a little bit. And the Hanged Man is actually the card for my day of birth, so I fuck with the Hanged Man. But it's basically telling me, okay, so when I had my spiritual awakening, I woke up with a friend. He woke up before the eclipse. I woke up after the eclipse. We was together on the day of the eclipse. So on the day of the eclipse, I kicked him out of my car, right? I didn't. He had already explained to me before this. He had broke the shit down to me, and I was like, oh yeah, I understand it. Nobody else would even listen to him. They wouldn't even sit down and take the time to try to understand what the fuck he was talking about. They just marked him off as crazy. But when we was in the car on the eclipse, sorry, that was my dog. When we was in the car during the eclipse, I'm like, why do you keep naming these numbers? You're fucking crazy. Like, it started to irritate me so bad. We got in such a big blowout fight that I kicked him out of my car. Sorry, I have to throw this ball. And then after the eclipse, I had my spiritual awakening where I was in the car, and then I felt this huge force channel me almost, but it was more of a love energy. It was like an overwhelming feeling of love and connection and a pattern and the numbers and music and all of this extra shit. So, basically, understanding versus feeling is very different. If you understand it, that doesn't necessarily mean you feel it. So, it made me think with this Chariot card, you have 2 opposing forces. So you're trying to, like with the 2 sphinxes, right? Now the black sphinx stands for like occult knowledge or hidden knowledge, where the white sphinx is like wisdom. Now, basically this guy on the phone told me that I need to stop searching for knowledge. But if I stopped searching for knowledge, then I would be subject to become a slave or part of the people who are asleep. I mean, you can't look at the world today and look at it and see all the things that are hidden and be like that it's not fucked up. That doesn't mean, because I say all the time that I live in hell. We live in hell. We're in mostly darkness. Mostly people are ignorant. That doesn't mean my mind is hell. I feel like I personally live in heaven. But I can see these people living in these low vibrational, just in these low vibrations, and I can see them when I go to the gas station. You can see them wherever. It's like, the poor exist. People are suffering. And that's where this Hanged Man energy comes in. It's like, the hidden knowledge about God is what you need to seek first, and then God will come to you with this feeling or this wisdom. Because wisdom and knowledge are totally different. The snake or the serpent, Satan, and God are 2 opposing forces, but they're the same. They both came from him, the androgynous being, the original being. That original being, think of it as like a pill capsule or a battery, had 2 poles. That's the him, or his, or whatever, because it's his story, history. Now anyways, I'm not going to break it down that far. So this hidden knowledge or occult knowledge, people want to make it evil. No, it's just things that's not been given to the general public. But it's something you need to have an interest in and seek. It's not given to you because you didn't search for it. It's not that hidden. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to want to set an intention to go search for knowledge, but don't over confuse yourself. That's why I feel like when you speak or you're trying to channel, it's really hard for me to channel and just talk. When I channel, I normally try to shut my brain off and write. And that's where this pin comes in or whatever, using your wand or your wand. There's another verse in the Bible that talks about it too, but your pen is kind of what lets you write. You know what I'm saying? And if you can see this pattern, you see that there is on the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Sphinx, which is both black and white, but headdress, but is blue. And then you have this little yellow snake and this fox. Now, the Sphinx at the top holds the riddle. He holds the answers. That's why he holds a sword. His sword is knowledge. It's the mind of the Father. It's having both black and white sides. It's being in the middle, basically. That's that. It has like the Tantra symbol or the Taurus and the water symbol, the Aquarius. So that's earth and water. But it's basically, I think, where the Hanged Man is like, he's not tied. He has one foot out. So he's not completely tied to whatever he's doing. He's being playful with it. He's just chilling, really. He's checking it out from a different perspective. But this unconditional love and this connection with self, basically this guy was saying that your connection with self, you're connected to everybody and everybody's connected and blah blah blah, and you're only supposed to worry about yourself, which I agree, but you have to do yourself first and then help other people. But it is your duty and your responsibility as a starseed, as a light worker, as a spiritual being, to want to be empathic, to want to help people, to want to give unconditional love. And unconditional love might mean sacrificing yourself. It might mean putting out some knowledge here that people might or might not kill you over. It might have some people call you crazy. It might have your family turn against you. It might have, you're just going to be looked at like a fucking idiot. Trust me, spiritual awakening is very hard to go through. But that's unconditional love. It's caring about, one, finding yourself first. And then once self has found you, or you have found self, or you have found source, and you have found God, and you have found you, then this unconditional love. First is unconditional love for you, but also too, if everyone's connected, that's unconditional love for other people as well. So it's self-sacrificing. That's that hanged man energy. That's this inner versus outer type shit. It's this love affair that's like repeated over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's basically the story of Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and God. Like, there was God. God basically birthed himself through Mary Magdalene. He came into Mary Magdalene and then birthed himself as Jesus. So that's how they're the same. The three beings are one, but they're like God, Mary Magdalene, or Mother Mary, and Jesus, right? But these three are all God. Like, God is all of them, but they are all each separate beings. But we're all the same because we're connected by our innermost peace, which is your purest peace, which is your inner self, which is your higher self, which is God, which is you, which is hiding from you. That's your hidden occult knowledge. And once you are aware of this hidden occult knowledge, you can bring the light, or this wisdom can come to you. But you have to have a basis or a foundation to put this fucking wisdom. You have to have an understanding, a little bit of knowledge, and that's your root. That's where the tree roots are always way bigger than the tree branch. The tree branches. So, although this wisdom is very direct and intense and overwhelming a little bit, and it's not something that I feel comes from inside of you, but it is inside of you. I didn't give it myself. It wasn't an epiphany. It wasn't whatever. People can say whatever the fuck they want. I know what the fuck it was. It was 10 minutes, really hardcore, and then 3 days where meat would make me puke and all the numbers connected, and then I don't have that overwhelming feeling, but I still see the connections, and I still speak to the spirits, and I've figured out how to understand them through Hebrew or through these numbers or through this vibration, and then connect it kind of with whatever. So when you get your mind of the Father, I feel like that gives you discernment, that gives you an understanding on a level where you can be a witness to your own mind. That is consciousness. But witnessing your own mind is also taking yourself out of the equation. But I do feel like you do have a sense of self, and although you have your higher self, you also have your ego, which that's fine too. You can use your ego for a lot of good things. I've used my ego to stop talking to lower vibrational people. I've used my fucking ego to quit doing drugs. I was like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all don't think I can do this? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can use these things to your advantage and to good and to better society. But don't be ignorant to the fact that people are suffering out here, and don't be ignorant to the fact that these people deserve this knowledge. It's your responsibility as a human being to spread this knowledge, not force shit down people's throat, not preach to them, just give them very simple understandings, and that's what makes you a master, if you can break the shit down very simple. And if people get really confused about certain things, like with the Bible, which I love the Bible because I only read it spiritually because I hadn't read it till after my spiritual awakening, so I see it spiritually. If you open up the Norse book of the runes, you can literally align these exactly. So let's do Psalms. Okay, we're gonna do Psalm 71. It says, "In you, O Lord, I put my trust. Never let me be put to shame." Number one over here, the self. So that's you speaking to yourself. Okay, 2, deliver me in your righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline your ear to me and save me. That's partnership. That's number 2. 2 is partnership. That matches up exactly with this Psalms number 2. Number 3 is be strong, habitation, to which I may resort continually. You have given me the commandment to save me. For you are my rock and my fortress. That is 3. That is signals. So he's sending a signal with that he's going to save them or whatever. And the commandment, that's a signal. 4, deliver me, O my God, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and the cruel man. That's 4. That's separation, you wanting to get away. 5, for you are my hope, O Lord God, you are my trust from my youth. 5 is strength in the Viking runes. So 6 is by you I have been upheld, my birth. You are he who took me out of my mother's womb. You, my praise shall be continually of you. That's initiation. That's when you had your awakening. That's when you realized you was here in this bullshit world, blah, 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 blah. People can make spiritual awakenings what they want, but if as above, so below, then you have this higher place. There has to be another place, galaxy, world, inner earth, outer earth, inside yourself. Every level you'll have this. So we're mostly in ignorance. So heaven is obviously mostly in light, mostly in knowledge, mostly in understanding, mostly in wisdom. So if you have all wisdom up here and all ignorance down here, then you'd have a little bit of light in this ignorance, a little bit of knowledge in the ignorance, and a little bit of darkness in the top. That's where this yin and yang comes from. So that makes sense. So people are like, oh, but there's good, there's love, there's blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there is that here. I'm not saying there's not it, but there's just a little bit of it. Because people are very mean. People haven't found themselves. People are they're just dicks, okay? So moving on. So 7, it says, I have become as a wonder to many, but you are my strong refuge. That is constraint in this one. 8, let my mouth be filled with your praise and with your glory all the day. That is fertility. That is you birthing your spiritual gifts. So if you check back to Abraham or whatever in the beginning of the Bible, him and what's her fuck are having babies. I think it's Sarah. But all the babies' names, if you Google that name in Hebrew, you can see what they're actually birthing. They're birthing spiritual gifts. They're birthing manifestations. They're birthing things that they want, desire, held a thought about, because whatever you think about is attracted to you. It's like thoughts attract like thoughts. So if you think like shit, you're going to receive shit. If you think like high vibes, you're going to get high vibes. And that just boils down to how big your manifestation is how big you're feeling and how open you are to receiving. So 9 is do not cast me off in the time of old age. That's defense. 10 is protection in the Viking runes, and 10 in the Bible is for my enemies speak against me, and those who lie in wait for my life take counsel together. 10 is protection, so they're taking counsel on his life, so he needs protection. So 11 in the Viking runes is possessions. 11 in the Bible is God has forsaken him. Pursue and take him, for there is none to deliver him. That's possessions, okay? They have taken him. They have, whether this boils down to your body or your spirit coming in your body or whatever, I believe that's what it's talking about. 12 is joy. It says, "Oh God, do not be far from me. Oh my God, make haste to help me." That's joy. 13 is, "Let them be confounded and consumed, who are adversaries of my life, and let them be covered with reproach and dishonor, who seek my hurt." That's harvest. Okay? That's the harvest to me is like the Grim Reaper. Like the Grim Reaper is gonna come and slay these motherfuckers who basically it's like the flood. You know what I'm saying? The flood came, wiped out all the fuck motherfuckers, fuck people. So this is the harvest. The Grim Reaper is going to come reap these motherfuckers, like basically. And like the Grim Reaper to me also too, like death is regeneration to me. That's God too. Because when I was like speaking to this man on the phone, he was like, "Oh, I see a lot of." He's like, "I felt your hand and you had death in you, but you also had a childlike essence." And I'm like, "Oh, perfect sense, perfect sense. I get that totally." He thought I was gonna freak out about it, and I was like, "Okay, I'm Virgo Sun, Scorpio Moon. Scorpio is the devil because it has the pointy M. Virgo is this womb, which is a fish, basically like closed legs or whatever, but they're matching symbols. They're twins. They're the two feminine twins." They would be like Gemini. Like Gemini's the two masculine twins. Virgo and Scorpio are the two feminine twins. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. I think that Scorpio is basically death, and you have to die to be rebirthed. But the Virgin is like impenetrable. So it's Virgos are always really judgmental. My mom's a Virgo. My ex is a Virgo. I'm like, y'all is really judgy. I was really judgy when I was younger. Not so much, really. But we go around judging things in our head, and we're like, and I don't know, just Virgos are very judgy. If you know Virgo, you know they're judgy. We're particular. We like things in order. If it's not our way, we don't fucking like it normally. So yeah, basically Virgo's impenetrable. You can't tell us shit until this Scorpio, this death comes and stabs you with that little pointy tail and was like, "Hey, what's up? Psh, let me penetrate your mind and tell you some fuck shit and let you know, like, listen, bitch, that's not the real life. Here's the real life. This is what's really going on. That's not what's going on. You wasn't as smart as you thought you was." And then you're like, "My bad, God, here, let me make some YouTube videos." Okay, so 14 is an opening. It says, "But I will hope continually, and I will praise you yet more and more." 15, "My mouth shall tell of your righteousness." 15 is warrior, because it also says, "And for your salvation all the day, for I do not know their limits." 16, "I will go in the strength of the Lord God, and I will make mention of your righteousness and yours only." 16 is growth. 17, "O God, you have taught me from my youth, and to this day I declare your wondrous works." That's movement. 18, "Now also when I am old and gray-headed, O God, do not forsake me until I declare your strength to this generation, your power to everyone who is to come." That's 18. That is flow. 19, "Also your righteousness, O God, is very high. You who have done great things, O God, who is like you." 19 is disruption. 20, "You who have shown me great and severe troubles shall revive me again and bring me up again from the depths of the earth." That's a journey. So we're taking a journey out of the earth. That's why you need to activate your Merkabas and your light bodies so that you can get out of the 666, the beast, and get into your 616, which is your light body. This is Peggy, by the way. I manifested her. I was like, "God, give me a dog," and he's like, dead ass. I wish I could make this shit up. I'm just telling you guys. Love you. And then 21 is, "You shall increase my greatness." 21 on here is a gateway. So you're going through the gateway that's increasing your greatness. Also, with the lute, I will praise you and your faithfulness. Oh my God, this is a breakthrough. 23, my lips shall greatly rejoice when I sing to you. That's a standstill. 24, my tongue also shall talk of your righteousness all day long. That's wholeness. Speaking of righteousness. And they don't have a 25 on here, but 25 is a blank rune. It's called the unknowable. So that's that all God power that exists within all the runes. That's the rune of, like, unknown. When the unknown becomes known to you, then you can understand the shit. Well, you can feel the shit. You don't understand it. You do. I'm done with this video. You understand it, you don't feel it. But when you seek understanding, you will get a feeling from a higher power. So, like I said before, we're all hangman's. We're all suspended in our own bullshit, hanging out, chilling, thinking that this life's the real life, that we're just here to get money or hustle or make YouTube videos or be on Instagram flexing, but we're just chilling, being comfortable. Get on your motherfucking chariot, control your forces, because you have the power with your wheel of fortune. But ultimately, God decides the fates. Your fate, I believe, is already decided for you. It's up to you to stop making fucking choices, because that's what free will is. You can use free will and do the right thing, or you can do the wrong thing. But as many times as you do the wrong thing, you're going to have to relearn that lesson. So you have a choice every day. Do you want to eat the apple of knowledge and take the long way? Or do you want to just chill in ignorance and just not eat the apple? But God is both of these beings. He said, eat the motherfucking apple so y'all can go fuck up real quick. Pretend like you know what the fuck you're doing, even though you're dumb human beings. And let's do this a whole big loop, because that's what God's plan was. Because just like a father kicks a son, or a kid out of his house, go get your own job, go make your own food, blah blah blah, you'll be back. Kid always comes back. But it's like teaching you a lesson, basically. We basically got kicked out of heaven to come back to God. God's like, alright, y'all want to be without me? Go be rebellious against me, but y'all be back. God said, if you love something, set it free. And if it comes back, it's forever yours. So, basically, I don't know. The message is, live in love. And just look for signs in everything. That's what I do. I connect everything. If you don't understand something here, you might understand it here. If you don't understand it with me talking about this movie, you might understand it with this movie. If you don't understand it with that, it might add up with your life. Or it might add up with tarot cards. Or it might add up with your Bible. Or no, I'm saying might, but it does. It adds up with the Quran. It adds up with everything. That's what taking this Tower of Babel is. We're destroying the Tower of Babel, or whatever, basically. Like, when they mixed up all the languages, it's like you mixed up all these pieces of God. You mixed up all these different stories, but all are true. We're on a spiral. Everything is possible. The time is spiral. Peggy, stop. Chill. She's trying to eat my food. But anything is possible. It's whatever you believe, whatever you think, whatever you feel, whatever you know in your heart to be true. Don't be in the mind too much. The mind should just be a transmitter for God. Yeah, so that's basically all I want to say. Sorry I made this video kind of long, but I hope you guys got something out of it. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment. And check out my website, tylerdesantis.com. If you want a tarot reading, you can buy personal readings on there. Yeah, so love you guys. Bye.